This K-Sketch tutorial will show you how to use the stop motion and real-time techniques to create the following animation. Before we get started, we need to change some settings on K-Sketch to make it more suitable to use the stop motion technique. So we'll start by having a look at the timeline. At the moment it isn't very detailed, but what we want to do is add some intervals. So to do this, we click the Options button that's in the top taskbar, and we select the Show Timeline Ticks option and select OK. So by doing this, we've added intervals of 1/4 of a second to our timeline at the bottom of the page. So now that we've done that, let's start animating. So we'll begin by drawing the background. This also includes everything that we want in the first frame. So we're going to select one of the pens up the top. We'll select green to start off with, and we'll draw the grass. So I'm just going to draw a line at the bottom of the page. Okay, the next thing we'll draw is the sun in the top left-hand corner. You'll notice that there aren't very many colours that we can choose from. It's only black, red, green and blue, so we'll have to settle for the red. So let's start drawing a circle for the sun. Now that the sun's complete, we'll draw some clouds in the sky. So I've just selected the blue cursor to do this. And like most other programs, there is the option to cut and paste or to copy and paste. So firstly, to do that, we need to select an object. So let's select the cloud. So what we need to do first is hold down the Alt button until a lasso appears, and then hold down the right button on your mouse and draw a circle around anything you want to select. If you've selected something, then it will have a bubble-like appearance. So after you've selected something, the multi-directional cursor will appear. This allows you to do many things. So for example, if you click on one of the corner boxes, you can make images bigger or as small as you like. The other thing that we can do is rotate them by using the circles, and move them by using the inner circle. So what we'll do is we'll press the copy button and the paste button to make another copy of it and put another cloud in the sky, and keep doing this until we've achieved the desired effect. So all of these objects that are currently in the background will stay stationary throughout the whole animation. So the next thing we want to draw is the dandelion. So I've selected the black pen to do this, and let's draw a line, and then we'll select the blue pen to draw the dandelion seeds. We just keep doing this until we've put as many seeds as we like. Now that we've finished drawing the dandelion, let's start drawing the man. So I'm going to select the black pen and start off with a circle for his head. And then we'll continue doing the rest of his body. Now that we've finished drawing the man, I want to select him and bring him down onto the grass. So once again, to do this, I've just held down the Alt button, used my right cursor, and I've looped him. So now what we'll do is use the center button there to bring him a bit lower, and I think we might make him a bit bigger, so we'll press the top button there and put him where we want him. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to start animating him. The most important thing with animating him is to make sure that we get our time intervals correct. So these 4 buttons at the bottom of the screen become very important. So the 2 on the end are what bring you to the very beginning of your clip. So this is the double arrow one on the left hand side, and the one that brings you to the very end of your clip, which is the double arrow one on the right hand. The 2 single arrows are the nudge arrows, so we're mainly going to be using the one on the right, and that allows you to nudge forward. Each time you click that button, you nudge forward 1/15 of a second. The clip that we showed you at the beginning had each frame 1/3 of a second long. So what we'll be doing is pressing this nudge forward button 5 times in between each step of this animation. So what we'll start off with doing first is moving the man towards the dandelion. So we'll select him in the middle, so the center circle, and drag him towards the dandelion, and follow this by pressing the nudge forward button 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll keep repeating this step until he reaches the dandelion. So notice as we nudge forward 5 clicks at a time, the timeline down the bottom is keeping up to speed with us. I'm just going to repeat that until we reach the dandelion. The next thing that we want the man to do is to reach down for the dandelion and then start blowing the dandelion seeds up into the air. So to do this, we firstly need to deselect him. So to do that, you just press the Alt button and select anywhere else on your page. We use the eraser tool at the top to erase his hands, and we'll also erase his mouth. So notice that there is a faint outline of what was there before, and this is very helpful when it comes to lining up future movements with what we're currently doing. So if you have a look here, I've just taken the black pen and I've made his hands extend out to the dandelion. And now what I'm going to do is make his mouth a circle so it looks like he's blowing the dandelion. And anytime that you find that you don't like what you've drawn, it's simply a click of a button, the undo button up the top. So I might redo that mouth there, see if I can get it better this time. Okay, so that's better. So now what we need to do is nudge forward 5 times again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we'll do now is we'll make it appear like the dandelion seeds are starting to fly away. So what we'll do, we'll get the eraser button, erase all the dandelion seeds, and then make them look like they've been dispersed. So that's just a matter of clicking the blue pen and drawing them so they look like they're flying away. So you keep doing this until you've achieved the desired effect. So make sure that you click the nudge forward button 5 times in between each image to make sure that the timeline is keeping up to speed with what you're animating on the page. So what we're just going to keep doing is erasing the dandelion seeds and making them flow into the sky. Nudge forward 5 times and repeat the process. Now that I've achieved the desired effect, what we can do is press the first button with the 2 arrows, which brings us back to the very beginning, and let's watch what we've done so far. And there we go.
That was Lynn showing you the stop motion technique. I'm Hannah and I'll show you how to use the real-time technique to animate a swooping bird pooping over our little man. Now we want the bird to appear at the beginning of the animation, so make sure the timeline is at the very start by clicking on the 2 backward facing arrows. Now we draw a bird in the sky on the right. So we have a beak, head, wings, tail, and the other wing. Then select the bird we use the same way we used to select the man, by holding the Alt key and drawing a lasso around it. Now, then hold the Control key and hover your mouse over the bird until you get this red outer circle. Then using a mouse, click and drag the motion you want the bird to swoop in. Okay. Then rewind the clip and hit go to see whether it's the way you want it to go. If it's not quite right, just hit undo and try again. So I'll do that one more time. So Control, red outer circle. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's better. Now we want the poop to fall on our victim, so drag the timeline at the bottom of the screen to the part where the bird swoops right over the person's head. So just about here. Then draw 3 lines of poop coming out of the bird. So select the red pen. The bird is still selected, so just press Alt and click anywhere. Now we draw the poop. Then nudge forward twice. Select the poop using your Alt key and drag the poop down just a little bit, and then repeat this process until the poop is directly on top of the person's head. So nudge forward twice, drag the poop down, nudge forward twice, and down again. Now it's right over his head. So now what we want to do is delete the poop and draw a blob on the person's head. So select the eraser, click anyway because the poop is still selected. Alright, now delete the lines, go back to the red pen, draw a blob on the person's head. At the same time, select the eraser and delete the person's mouth and draw a sad face. And select the blue pen and draw some tears coming down his face. Now that should be all. So let's rewind back and see what the clip looks like. And then hit go. No. Yep, that's perfect. So now let's just save the video. So to save it, either press Ctrl S on your keyboard or select this floppy disk icon at the top of the screen, and I'll just save it as K-Sketch demonstration. Oops. And I'll save it onto my desktop. To save it as a flash video, just click on this flash icon at the top as well and press save. And there we have it on my desktop, the K-Sketch demonstration and the flash video. And that's it.